The following video may contain a ton of F-bombs.
So there's been a crisis in this country for a while now. Indigenous populations that don't get clean water. They've had boil water effects, water advisories, I should say, for 30 plus years in some of these areas. And Canadians are rightly pissed off about it. So this Trudeau government said 5 years ago that they would solve that, but not too much has happened. And there's even more of a public campaign towards getting clean drinking water for our Indigenous friends on those communities, on those reservations, the Indigenous First Nations. Michael Lee, pull up that video.
It's fucking water. We've got tons of it in Canada.
And we get more of it every fucking day.
So why can't we fucking get safe water to First Nations communities?
I have no fucking idea.
Almost 70 First Nations communities are told to boil their water before they use it.
That's not cool.
If we can build a 2,000-mile pipeline for fucking oil,
we ought to be able to build one for fresh water.
Justin Trudeau said he'd get this done 5 fucking years ago.
So far, he's done fuck all.
You take it from one place and pipe it to another place. How fucking hard can that be?
Sure, it cost $2.1 billion.
But we spent $826,000 last year researching a sausage that doesn't burst.
Fucking sausage.
Drake spent more money on his house than we're spending on getting First Nations safe water. Fuck.
It's fucking water, for fuck's sake.
We got water fucking everywhere.
It's right there.
Well, you guys, Canadians are getting fucking pissed.
So it would seem.
I just wanted you guys to
It's fucking water.
I wanted you guys to see that, and I thought it was a good point.
I like that video. It was very good. It was well done. Definitely makes a very good point.
There was a little bit of criticism I'll throw at it, you know, because, I mean, I don't know how much we can blame Drake spending more money on his house than anything.
Okay, if you want to blame Drake. I don't like him very much.
Okay, but anyways, the point I'm making here is, it is quite a ridiculous situation that we have in Canada with not having clean drinking water for a lot of communities. Part of the problem, I mean, a lot of people are a little ignorant of some of the details of how logistically difficult it is to get drinking water to all of these populations, although some of them we know are fairly easy because it's a matter of just piping in from current infrastructure a few miles. But you know what? I watched a video on this from the Maritimes. They actually had a interesting documentary on a community that several communities that they had tried to get together to. They were Indigenous communities, I'll add, to get together to have this organization or an organization that was for clean drinking water, where they had certain people who would be trained to go through these Indigenous communities to be certified to work on the systems that were required to actually maintain the clean water on each of these First Nation lands. But you know what the issue happened to be when it came down to it? It wasn't logistics of getting clean water to all these. It was the fact that the Indigenous communities just simply didn't trust the Canadian government, and several of them democratically refused to go along with that program. So it's not as simple as people say, but it is a sad situation. The first step we need is public awareness, which this video is. This little advertisement is bringing to people. More people need to be aware of the situation that a lot of us are aware of, and more funding needs to go towards talking about this situation first of all, so we can get everybody trusting some form of infrastructure that will go about to get clean drinking water on these Indigenous community lands.
Well, yeah, and I'm certain that all of the ones currently dealing with boiled water advisories didn't refuse help from the government.
Yes, you're right. Some of the communities did. I've watched a few documentaries that are provided by independent peoples, and it's quite interesting to find because it isn't as simple as just throwing money at the situation, because there's maintenance costs involved, and
you have to train people to maintain the systems, which they can certainly do. So
no, that was actually one of the issues. They were actually struggling to find people that were trained and able to work on those systems, and also the economics of having some of these cleaning systems that they had for water, So it needs a little bit of logistics and let's say research to get to a place where we can find out whether we should be actually just like pumping and cleaning water, because sanitation systems are a little bit complicated and they cost a lot for small communities. So it might be more efficient in some circumstances to actually pipe in water like they were talking about.
Well, it seems like we could probably divert some money towards researching that.
And firstly, I would like to suggest that we divert about $1.2 billion away from the CBC towards this need in indigenous communities. How about that?
Sure.
Fine with me.
Now, do we really need to give taxpayer dollars to wealthy people who like to influence our opinions with their specific opinions when anybody can do that on YouTube?
Are you suggesting that we don't need a state-run media?
I'm suggesting we don't need a state-run media, and we need people to have clean drinking water throughout Canada.
What a novel idea.
It is.
Seems pretty fucking clear to me.
Wow.
So go fucking sign the petition.
I'll sign it.